So I'm logged into my account on ProQuest. I've selected my two databases as ERIC and the Education Collection, and I'm now ready to start doing some searching. So in this section, we're just going to look at some advanced searching and how to use filters to get a more accurate and more manageable set of results from the database searches. So initially, I'm just going to go back to my keywords table here in my Word document. And there's two kinds of ways I can use this table. One is to do single column searches, right? So I can just search for STEAM education, STEAM teaching, STEAM learning as singular searches. Or alternatively, I can do multi-column searches where I maybe combine early childhood education with drama and with maths. So it's good to do both of these kinds of searches because running a general search for STEAM education is the best place to start. But it doesn't necessarily mean that if I search for STEAM education, it's going to give me the same results as if I search for early childhood education with music and maths, for example. So there will probably be a lot of duplication in those two searches, but they won't be exactly the same, and there will be unique search results in those two different searches. So everything that comes under STEAM education, it won't catch absolutely everything that might come in these kind of multi-column searches as well. So I kind of need to be robust, and I need to be thorough, and I need to go through all of these searches one by one. So I'm going to start with the single column ones around my first exposure column around STEAM education, and I'll show you how to use the filters first in order to get better results. And I'll also show you how to use Boolean operators as well in order to get better results. And the reason why we might need to use Boolean operators is because STEAM education might return me results that include third level education or university or higher education. And I can actually use my Boolean operators to get rid of those kinds of results as well. So initially, I'm going to go onto my database. I'm going to click into my advanced search. And I'm just going to search for STEAM education. Okay, and we'll go with, if you're doing systematic reviews, really you just want to do title search. And you also want to do subject heading, and you probably also want to do abstract. At the moment, I'm just going to search anywhere except for full text, just to demonstrate how this actually will work. So if I just run that search for STEAM education, and again, this is a really general search, but because I've used my parentheses, it's giving me only 162 results, okay? And you could actually just accept that, hand search down through your 162 results, and just select the articles that look more interesting for you. But we're not sure within all of these results whether or not they all relate to early childhood, primary or secondary education. Some of these results could actually relate to university or higher education and so on. So I'm going to go back into my advanced search first, and I'm going to use these Boolean operators. So and will narrow my search down by combining words, or will broaden it out by adding words, and not will narrow it down by excluding words. So initially I'm just going to type in university, so not university, and anywhere except full text. I'm going to add a row, and I'm going to click on not again, and I'm going to go with my phrase of third level. Okay, and I'm going to go anywhere except full text, and then not again, and I'm going to search for higher education. And this should exclude anything related to third level. So everything then that's left in my results will just have STEAM education, and it will relate to either early childhood, primary or secondary education. So if I go anywhere except full text, and you don't really want to search full text at this stage because full text will actually bring you back a lot of irrelevant results. So we're just searching the metadata essentially of the articles when we say anywhere except full text. So if I rerun that search again, and we should see our results reducing down, so from 162 down to 108. So just by putting in the nots, it actually reduces down the amount of hand searching through these articles that I actually have to do. So that's one way that I can do these searches. So I can use my Boolean operators to exclude irrelevant results from my search. I can also then narrow things down by going with full text, because there could be, well actually there was quite a lot of indexes, and again depending on the level of research you're doing, if it's taught postgraduate level, you really don't need to be looking at a lot of the indexes. It's enough just to look at the full text. I can also narrow it down by using other filters. So if I click on more, I can see that 37 of these are actually scholarly journals. So I can include the scholarly journals. I don't necessarily want magazines, reports, or trade journals. And a trade journal is kind of like it's almost like an academic magazine, instead of that maybe is used to kind of sell products or sell research rather than actually investigative research. So I tend to focus more on the scholarly journals over the trade journals. So I can narrow it down to 37 by applying that filter. I can also include a custom date range. So maybe it could be that you're looking at maybe research from 2010 onwards. There could have been an educational policy reduced by the Department of Education at a certain period of time that you want to look at. So you could exclude your date ranges as well. So custom date ranges, so that might reduce my results down a little bit more. Okay, so that hasn't taken anything out, but that's okay. And then you could even go with your language. You might not want any kind of foreign language results in. So that brings me to 32 results. Okay, so again, I'm only searching 2 databases, so I'm not going to get a huge number of results this way. If I were to include some of the general social science databases, I would actually get more results. So that's one way of doing your searching. It's general single column searches from our keywords table, but then just excluding anything that might not fit into what we're looking for. Now, another way of doing this would be to do multi-column searching. So I'm going to remove these rows for now. Remove that one. And I'm going to now search for something a little bit different. So we'll do a kind of a multi-column search. So I want to search for everything that covers these 4 areas or these 4 keywords, which is all early childhood education. And I want to combine them with some of my other columns. Okay, so what I'm going to do this time is I'm actually going to open my brackets. Okay, and within this I'm going to search for primary education. Okay, and I'm actually going to use my Boolean inside here. So I'm just going to type in R in capitals. I'm going to search for primary school, and that should be wrapped. I'm going to go R again, and I'm going to search for, I think we had kindergarten in there, and I'm also going to go R, and I'm going to go with preschool with the wildcard preschool. Okay, so I'm now asking the search engine to return anything that has one of these words in it. Okay, and we're still at anywhere except full text, but I'll leave that for now, just while I finish building my search. And I'm going to combine that with and let's see if we can say, let's see my table here, and I could either combine that with maybe STEM and arts. Okay, so we'll take that one. So I could go STEM and arts. Okay, so that's my search that I want to run. The reason why I'm using the parentheses is because it will actually first run the search, the part of the search that's in parentheses. So it kind of says, well, if there's one of these words in my search result, then also try to look for STEM. And if STEM is in the search result, then also try to look for arts. Okay, so it's prioritizing this part of the search first. And that's important. If you don't have the parentheses in here, it's kind of like a mathematical equation. In mathematics, they tend to do multiplication before addition. So you have to use the parentheses to run the parts of your searches that go together well first. So anything that's an or really needs to go inside the parentheses. Some of the databases will do the parentheses for you. This one actually doesn't. So it's important just to remember that you can run, if I were to, for example, put STEM and arts in parentheses, I would then put a double parentheses right out at the very beginning, because it will then run the first two together. So we'll run this one, and then it will combine the two of them into one search. Okay. I don't actually think I need all of those for this particular search because it's quite a simple one. So I'm just going to leave it like that. The next thing I'm going to do is, I don't actually want to search anywhere but except full text, because it's really searching all of these kinds of criteria down here, and I don't really need that when I'm running advanced searches. So I want to search the document title. Okay, so that's the title of the article. I also want to search the subject headings. Okay, and I also want to search the abstract. So that's really they're the best places to go looking for these. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take my search, I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it in. Okay, and then I'm going to copy it and I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to change that to or. So what it's actually doing is it's saying if these words, so any of these words plus STEM and arts is in the title of the document, is in the title of the article, return that to me. Or maybe these three words aren't in the title of the article, but if they are in the subject headings, then return that to me. Maybe they're not in the subject heading, but they are all in the abstract, then return that to me. Okay, so it's a robust search that's actually searching the title, the subject heading, and the abstract of each article. So let me run this and see how we get on. Okay, so that gives me again 49 results. So we're not getting huge numbers of results, but we are getting some results. Okay, and we're seeing that our keywords are showing up in some places around these articles. Okay. So again, I could go ahead and use my filters if I wanted to filter things down, or I could go back to my advanced search, and maybe I want to change my search next time around. So maybe I want to search, let me see, if we were to search technology and art, so I could change the searches. So I don't need to re-type out all of the searches, I can just copy and paste here. So I've just changed my two words, and I could change that then to searching all of these words plus technology and art, and then rerun my search. So, and that's how you're going to use your keywords table. So that obviously gives me loads of results. So I'd want to filter by full text to really get my search results down. We can see some of my results are reports here, which I don't really want reports. So I could click on my more. I could just go with scholarly journals. I could just go maybe with dissertations and conference proceedings. And that will actually reduce my results quite significantly. If we wait for that to load up, that's bringing me down to 83 results. And I could then, I have my custom date range in, and I could then go with the language as well, just to take out a few more. Okay, so, and we're getting my words are technology, primary school is coming up in the title of that one. They're all scholarly journals, and I'm left with 74. So you would just work through your keyword tables. So you work through here, you do your single column searches first for STEAM, STEM and arts, probably arts integration. So you do those general single column searches first that make sense, and then you'd start doing your multi-column searches. So I would first search for population number 1, say early childhood, and combine those with some of my words in the other columns. I'd then take my primary population, and then I would do the same thing, and I would repeat that then with secondary education as well. Okay, so that's really how you would search the databases more systematically or in a more structured manner. So using the advanced search, using the parentheses just to make sure the logic of the search makes sense, using the title, the subject heading, and the abstract, and then using my Boolean operators to either add words in, so that's narrowing down, or to broaden back out using the or of course using not if you want to exclude some search results from your results section. So the next section then, once we have an understanding of the search logic and how to search a database, it's now time to run through the searches and document the results that we're getting for the systematic review.